together, we fight together, we take flight. Our claws sharp, our hearts strong, our spirits untamed. We're the rulers of this land, our legacy proclaimed. I've seen it all from the highest peaks to the darkest valley.
Haven't done this in a while. Yo, Hellhound Pack, what's up? Chat, it's been 4 days since my last transmission, and I've got a lot to catch you all up on. As y'all know, chat, my health and my mental health hasn't been doing too good lately with my, with my sister and everything. So, but I'm here now. I'm gonna talk to you guys. I'm gonna talk to y'all, answer you guys' questions that y'all have for me. While I'm gonna be playing a little bit of Overwatch. So I figured instead of doing like a video, this type of content, like a video style, me just talking to y'all over a camera and stuff like that, I'd rather just do it live. Answer some questions that we all can kind of get an idea of how I've been doing, what I've been up to keep my mind occupied. Type of content, like a video style, me just talking to y'all over a camera and stuff like that. I'd rather just do it live. Answer some questions that, because truthfully, chat, I've been doing okay. But I've got my dad, my mom, and my sister, my two sisters, keeping me occupied. And my friends, Poison Quinn, I've had her keeping me occupied as well. Nick, my good friend, this Caleb. And I know I've been a little quiet, And I know, in chat, I know I kind of left y'all in the dark a few days ago, but not much details to go on. But hey, that's Godzilla. I played with that dude earlier, by the way. He's a good Junker Queen. But so chat, let me just go ahead and brief everybody. So the past 3 days have just been utter fucking chaos. I mean, they've been heavy, a lot of emotional weight. I've had a lot of mental health battles and everything that my sister put me through. It's been tough, man. Here's the thing, chat. I'm not gonna let it break me. I'm gonna be starting therapy next week. Honestly, I'm feeling like some of the weight is starting to lift. I get the slow prostate session. I feel like when I start getting into it, I strongly feel like this is gonna help me out a bunch. And that's what I'm gonna look forward to. Is getting back into my groove, getting back into the swing of things that I love to do. And my very second day, my dad decided to take me to the local Walmart because we needed some groceries and stuff like that. Josh, what's up? So Dad said, let's just go to Walmart because we got to get some groceries and some stuff we needed. So my friend Miss Frida in the auto center, I went to go hang out with Miss Frida a little while to take my mind off of things, just to keep myself busy. And she gave me some stuff to do, just some helping, customers, seeing what they needed. And I did some shopping as well to just, to take my mind off of what was going on. But other than that, chat, when I got home that night, I was mentally and physically drained from that day. Like, that drained the piss out of me. But I'm excited about, therapy and stuff like that. I've been keeping myself occupied with a little knick-knack shit just to stay busy. Like, sometimes I'll have, a mild little panic attack and stuff like that. But on certain days, I'm just, like some days, chat, I just don't want to, do anything. Like, I just want to stay in my room and just, my computer and just do what I want to do. But another thing I've noticed that, since I've been dealing with this, my health and stuff, I just want to get out the house more to kind of get away, I guess you could say, from the trauma that my sister caused. And it's the same tank, dude, from earlier. Sigma.
Yep. You should have banned his ass. He's like so fat for me.
So that's just
That I can't do anything against that thing.
NCR News. What's up, man? Yeah, thank you for the kind words, man. And I also want to give a shout out, chat, to some of the really great, Twitch streamers that I watch to keep me occupied when I'm bored. Miss Tigra Valentine, the Vampire Goddess on Twitch. Sin Kitten, she's kept me, occupied whenever I'm bored. Miss Tigra is a larger style Twitch streamer, pretty decent sized. And with her streams, I'm able just to watch, and learn and watch what she's playing, because she actually puts a little effort into being a little more unique, with her videos. And that's one thing I enjoy, because not only that, like I learned from Miss Cassie. Cass is another streamer that I've been watching lately along the way. And with Cass, chat, she actually made some very valuable points about, watching streamers and stuff like that, and mental health and stuff like that. And I'm thankful, that she, gave me some very good ideas to do to keep me occupied. Oh my God. So that's one thing that I've been doing is I've just been doing odd, tasks to keep myself occupied. That way to take my mind off of everything in general. Because to be honest, chat, playing like video Overwatch and stuff like that helps me, decompress and escape from the real world of what's going on around me. And I gotta say, this is what I've been doing too. Like I started, building stuff, like building like tool bags and stuff like that. Like I bought myself a little bucket from Home Depot. And built me a little like, tool style skirt around it to keep some stuff in it for install work for my career in HVAC. But right now, chat, the other day, like 5 days before, before I came out and told you guys what was going on, I, went 5 days without sleep. Like, I just don't want to sleep at all, chat. Because, like, truthfully, your boy's been up all night long. I slept from 6 o'clock last night, say 7, till about, midnight. And then my mind started rolling. I was up. So that's just another thing that I've been dealing with, with my health and mental health in general. It's just refusing to sleep. Like I don't want to sleep at all.
Can you go Mercy?
I can, Father.
Mercy's banned.
Yeah, I can't. She's banned. But
Thank you for the life.
yeah, I can go. I can go on our Baptiste if you need me to. So, a big thank you, chat, for the kind words. I really appreciate that. If you have any questions for me, drop them down in the comments. I'll be happy to answer them. I'll be more than happy to answer any questions y'all have on what I do. Got her. Stick on me, stick on me, stick on me.
Oh my.
But that's what I've been doing lately.
Oh my god, guys, we gotta push it a little bit more.
Come on, guys, we gotta push. All right, what I'm gonna do is, guys, I'm gonna go. I don't know. So, I think after one or two more games, I'm gonna pause. You know, just I'm gonna switch over to Xbox a little bit and just talk.
That's fine, dude. I'm low, I'm low, low. Alright, push it, push it. It's objective.
Hey, solo ult at me.
Holy shit.
Holy shit. So, you know, see if I got any questions for me in the chat by any chance. 'Cause I can't see at the moment. So, chat, this will probably be my final, you know, transmission for a little while. 'Cause I go to, like I said, I go to therapy next week, which I'm actually, like I said, excited for once. My usual therapist, he's no longer in the business, which is sad. You know, I enjoyed him. I enjoyed working with him. So,
Alright, don't push too far ahead.
get back, get back.
Holy Sigma, what is targeting? How the fuck did that kill me, dude? I was already out of the... Oh my god. Alright, don't let them get in. Why the fuck are you coming after me, dude? They're coming from top. They're coming from top.
Top, 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 top. Hey, we're in trouble, we're in trouble.
Don't let them. Don't let them.
Come on. Get on it, guys. We can hold it. They're fucking sweating. Hey, Father, don't you remember Breeze? That one DPS that we played against yesterday?
Yeah.
That's Breeze, dude. It's fucking Breeze. It's Breeze. That's Breeze. The annoying ass Reaper Sojourn we played against. Oh, Breeze is pissed. He knows us.
Don't push it on. Don't push it on.
Oh, this is gonna be satisfying. No, you are not fucking me. Sig's trying to kill me.
You help me? Help me on payload?
Sig's chasing.
Can you help on payload? Where the fuck is our team?
We couldn't because Sig was holding us hostage and wouldn't let us leave.
Oh shit.
Like, chat, the Sigma was actually holding us hostage. But, like, I love you guys way too much, my lovely Hellhounds, so I didn't want to leave y'all in the dark for long. I wanted to let y'all know at least how your boy was feeling, you know? Why are you rushing my ass, boy? Get out my fucking face. Look at Wu Yong chasing my ass.
Don't let them take point. Oh, that thing must
Unwinnable dog. GG. I think we're straight garbage. That's alright. Wait, Victor, you heading off or what?
Yeah, bro.
Yeah, I'm getting tired as well. I'm getting kind of tired as well, so I'm gonna hop off. I could take a little power nap. You feel me?
Yes.
Alright, bro. See ya.
Same here.
GG. Let's see. Let me pull you over here. But anyway, chat. I just wanted to talk to y'all a minute while I'm playing some video games. But here's the thing, chat. You know, not only that, you know, for a long time I didn't think, you know, therapy was for me. I'd keep everything inside, thinking I could handle it on my own. But now I realize I'm not. That's just not the case. It's okay if I don't to not have everything figured out. It's okay to feel like you're struggling. When what matters is that you're fighting through it, and I'm doing it. You know, day by day, healing. I know the same for a lot of you too. You know, I've always believed in power of the Hellhound family. You all lift me up. I can't tell you how much this means right now. Every comment, every you know, donate. Look, when I started accepting donations, chat on stream, very much it helps me more than you know. I can't do this alone. You know, and I don't have to. We're in this together. That's what keeps me. That's what kept me, you know, pushing forward. And I really appreciate the kind words, from one, you know, lone Hellhound that's been with us from day one, and he's been with us forever. Jay. Jay left some kind words for me. He's been, you know, texting me, keeping an eye on, checking in on me, seeing how I'm feeling, and I appreciate that. And see that, chat. Jay doesn't have to do that. And the only reason why he did, and why Poison does, and Blue Tiger, Kaylee, they do because they care. They're friends. So. Enough about me. I want to hear from you all. How are you guys holding up? It's been a minute since I checked in, and I want to know how my pack's doing. Drop a comment, a message in the chat, what's about my life, or mental health, or just what's going on with you. Let's have each other's backs. Excuse me. But other than that, chat, I'm gonna get ready for the day, and just put a smile on my face and do what I got to do, you know. Because I'm only one out, one leader, and one hellhound. But All right. To everyone that's been here, been here with me through the journey, thank you, for your support. Everyone for everything. Your support means everything. I know it's not, always easy to put together. Excuse me. We're gonna keep pushing forward and keep being the badass hellhounds that we are, and I appreciate you all more than words can say. Um, so Pack, that's all I've got for now. I want to end it in this little quick transmission by saying I love you. I love you all. Seriously, your support means the world to me. I wouldn't, be here without each and every one of you. Let's keep put. Look, chat. We're gonna push for a return date of November the 11th. Is when November the 19th is when I want to return to creating content. Um, well, Joshua, that's the way I've been doing it for years, chat. And believe it or not, a majority of my podcast that I do, I read off a script, and that's what I do because I'm high functioning autistic and I have this dyslexia. So I'm not good at saying stuff that comes to mind. Like I rather read it off of a script. It's a little easier for me because I can jot it down and say it word for word. Um, so So chat, the date of when I do return. Um, so, and I would, like I said, I wouldn't be here without each and every one of you. We've got this, and we'll keep pushing forward together, step by step. But don't worry, chat, my lovely hellhounds. So Joshua, if you haven't seen my last video, I've got some stuff going on. I've got um some health and mental health issues going on with myself. Um, if you haven't seen my last upload, I'm gonna put in a pinned comment in the stream. That way y'all can kind of get an idea of what's going on with your boy. Because for all my new hellhounds that have just joined the family, I'm gonna fill y'all in with this particular video here. Mental health issues going on with myself. I've just been dealing with the trauma my sister put me through, or cussing at me, saying I'm not her brother anymore, etc. And it just got to the point where I was done, dude. Like and truthfully, chat, I haven't slept at all today. Like I slept from 7 o'clock last night till about midnight, and I went 5 days without any sleep because I didn't want to. Like I just gave into I just gave into my body. Like I had to force myself to follow the rest, because I didn't want to at all. So yeah, my health and my mental health hasn't been too good because of that. But I've got my friends. I've got a support system. And I've got friends that I love hanging out with. There's the video chat if you want to do a brief recap on it. But yeah, I know. Oh, I believe it. I know it, Joshua. He does. So chat, and I believe really strongly that with God up above, He's got my back. So chat, I'll be back November 19th because I wanted so mark your calendars until basically chat until then. I want y'all to keep being the badass hellhounds that y'all are. And I know someone's probably gonna ask, Void, are you gonna keep playing Overwatch and stuff like that? And truthfully, the answer, Chad, is yes. I'm gonna keep gaming to take my mind out to just zone out of the real world for a little while. Take my mind off of what's going on around me. So, chat, I'm gonna go into a little more detail on this real quick. So I'm not gonna lie. You know, when it comes to my sister, I've had to carry a lot of weight for a long time. A lot of people don't realize, you know, it's like to be manipulated, mistreated, especially when you try to give someone you love the benefit of the doubt. It's like you're constantly, you know, stuck in a loop of hurt and confusion. But I've been in that place. The trust issues, the anxiety, the emotional scars, man, it's rough. You know, it's a lot to carry. It's something that I've been battling quietly for a while now. Um, you know, and truthfully, chat, I'm gonna keep praying to the good Lord, up above, that I will get her out of my life. Now I know therapy might not be for everybody, but for me, this is gonna be a big step. And right now I'm nervous. I'm not sure if it's gonna be the right choice. I mean, I'm someone who's been self-reliant for so long. Asking for help feels like a sign of weakness, but the truth is, it's the exact opposite. Therapy is gonna be a huge help for me because I want to start talking, through everything, the trauma, the anxiety, the breakdowns. I want this to be an important, moment to have a lot of to have breakthroughs, and even though it's going to be tough, I'm going to finally be able to start to feel like, I'm healing, And if you've ever been to therapy or thinking about going, I'm telling you, I think it's going to be a game changer. It's going to help me, get back to my normal, energetic, rambunctious, hellhound self on stream. And Chad, if y'all have seen my past, live streams, how your boy can always be energetic, hyper as fuck on stream. Like I can act a fool if I want to on stream. Matter of fact, let me pull up a video here, chat. This was 8 days ago. Come on, take a look. This was your boy 8 days ago, chat. Before my health caught up with me. There's Caleb, and there's Nick, and there's his brother RJ.
Got him. Good shit. Good. Just run. We don't want that stupid pistol.
That's a very good point, Joshua. And that's what I've been doing. I do have a very spiritual belief with the good Lord. I do have some neighbors that I go hang with, and Mr. Van Halen. He goes to the local church down there from my house, and I hang with him on the weekends when he's not busy. My aunt, who are also the part of the A-Bear family, side of my family, I hang with her whenever I'm up on the north side of town in the woods with her. And my uncle, too. He'll bring me out with him during the day, just to take my mind off of things. That's one thing I appreciate. Also, is just the little things in life. Side of town in the woods with her, and my uncle. And man, he's awesome, because he's an old, seasoned, plumber, because he does plumbing work for a living. So he has all kind of, crazy, plumbing stories he tells me. And that right there, I just love, getting to sit there and listen to him talk, because he's been on this earth a long time, nearly 60 plus years. And I think that's the best part, about that. And not only that, chat, our channel is 1 year old this year also. And next year I'm going to be celebrating 1 year of sobriety from alcohol, June 9th. Next year I'll be 1 year. And I thank God, for everything for this life that I have, because I'm working with my dad, doing what I love, because I'm doing exactly what I love, fixing people's air conditioners. And it's like every day is a school day. Like, it's just like a field trip, like, because you don't know what you're going to see. And that's the best part about, this industry.
To do it straight before I gotta go get a haircut. Yeah. Fuck you. Bro, hey, Nick,
I'm a heating and cooling HVAC contractor. Basically, the helper / service tech for my dad.
I did. What's up?
And this was 8 days ago, chat, and everything was going smooth, you know?
Hey, Caleb. Shadow. Later on, dude, I'm gonna tell you if he keeps it up, being goofy like that, then I'm gonna blast him.
For a minute, it literally showed Bullets Royale literally like the old Fortnite thing.
Yeah, it is.
For just a second, it literally showed up as on my screen.
Yeah.
I'll just glitch.
So, so we're allowed to use if we only have green and blue weapons.
Yeah.
We're allowed to use those.
Yeah, of course. And you never know, you might spawn with a purple. I mean, who knows? I've spawned with fucking purples before in this mode.
I spawned with the mythic
I
ones.
spawned with mythic.
Yeah, there is.
Mythics.
Chad, and like in this industry, you can make really good money doing HVAC. That's the benefit about it. Plus, there's like multiple companies. I mean, around the country that are hiring, looking for technicians. I mean, there's a shortage of plumbers, HVAC techs. I mean, roofers, electricians, refrigeration guys. I mean, you name it. There's a shortage for everything in these industries, even automotive. Now I want to dive in how I'm coping, with all of this. But now let's talk about healing. It's not something overnight thing. It's a day by day process. I'm going to be focused on the little things by sticking to a routine, making sure I'm eating a good bit because I'm eating like one meal a day, which is OMAD fasting, is what I'm doing, and I've lost a good bit of weight just doing that. And I do get out a little bit, sit outside and chill for a little while, hang with my neighbors and stuff. And even something as simple as journaling, It sounds like a glitch, but hey, it really helps me, it's going to help me keep my thoughts in check, and I'll be able to work on managing my anxiety better. And also, honestly, I feel like I'm going to notice a change. It's not going to be a miracle fix, but I feel like it's going to be progress, for everything. And not only that, chat, I bet y'all didn't notice about me, but your old alpha here is high functioning autistic as well. And a majority of what I love to do is I love to teach the young pups, the young Hellhound pups how to that are just joining the channel and stuff, and just becoming a part of the family. I love to teach you guys how to get better at Fortnite and Overwatch, and it's honestly just the next level. That I get to teach you guys, my tips and tricks. That I'm an experienced, Fortnite player and Overwatch player. But one thing I want to mention, chat, really fast, is how my Hellhound family have helped, me and helped me, in the community we're building. And here's the thing: I wouldn't, be right where I am without all of you, the Hellhound Pack. Y'all have been my rock. Each stream, every message, has been every bit of support. What keeps me going. Y'all make me feel like I'm not alone. So I want to give a huge, shout out to every single one of you, because I love entertaining you guys. It's just my favorite thing to do. But I don't want. See, I'm pretty meticulous of how I do my content, chat. I don't want to put out, shitty, live streams and stuff. I want to put out good quality, live streams. So a huge shout out to every single one of you. I know I've said it before, but it bears repeating. You guys are everything. And I want you to know here how you're doing. Drop a comment. Let me know what's going on in your world. If you've been struggling, remember, you don't have to face it alone. Yeah, I definitely can. That's a good question, man. Now what I will say is this, chat. With autism, I do stuff different. I think a little different. And I've got the memory I've got a memory like a fucking bullet. I mean, that's the best thing about me is I can remember shit. I can even remember HVAC model numbers. So, Chad, if you want, I'm gonna give y'all some cool HVAC facts without looking at my phone, because I was a unit air conditioner I was working on was a N model, which is an N4A6014B as in boy, which is a 14 SEER, 410A, a 14 SEER, A straight cool, 313 SEER, R, which is going to be the refrigerant or the coolant in the air conditioner, which is R22, and it's going to be a straight cool 5-ton, which is 60,000 BTUs of cooling power every hour. All right, so I got an extra really good question, important question, today by one of our viewers that's from the show. And I think as we're talking about, someone explain how autism affects me and how it differs from someone who doesn't have it. And honestly, it's not a simple answer, but I'll do my best to break it down. So, first off, autism, Chad, is a neurodevelopmental, condition. It affects how I process information, I perceive the world, how I interact with people. It's like my brain works differently. While that means I have some unique strengths, it also means I face, challenges like a lot of people don't necessarily, understand. For me personally, autism impacts a few major areas for me: sensory processing, social interactions, and communication. I can get overwhelmed by sound, lights, or even certain textures, like something that might seem normal, like to like Nike and Adidas and stuff like that, like the fabric, will aggravate the living hell out of me. I hate that shit. Like a loud crowd of bright lights, and I've actually gotten better, believe it or not, by stepping out of my comfort zone. I'm trying new things, also while being autistic, and I've learned that to like new stuff. Like I'm trying new stuff. You can't stay in the same world forever. You got to adapt, and try new things. Like I never used to like alligator sausage, because that's a type of meat we eat here in New Orleans, where I'm from. I never used to like alligator. I tried alligator, chat. I like it. It's good. It tastes like freaking chicken to me. A majority, the things that I didn't like loud noises, like concerts and stuff like that. I never used to like. I went to my first concert. I enjoyed it, and that was the most fun I had. And I got to go backstage with Cole Swindell, my favorite country singer, and that was like the bee's knees, man, because that was just awesome. And sometimes bright lights can feel really intense to me. Sometimes I'll need to step away or put on my noise canceling headphones to manage. It's not that I'm being sensitive or trying to be dramatic. Just my brain taking way more stimulant than it can process comfortably. Social situation can always be tough. So be tough. But I'm not as picky as I always was when I was a kid, when I was a young pup. Picking up on social cues or body language, which can make conversation feel like a bit awkward for me. I know I have a tendency to be a little blunt, or just no filter or whatever. Might not respond in the right way, or sometimes that could make things a little harder. But it's not that I don't care. It's that I don't want to engage or just process social info differently. I just process social info differently, and it can take more effort for me to respond appropriately. When it comes to communicating, it's a bit of a roller coaster sometimes. Some days I might feel like I'm on point with my words, or other days I might, be struggling trying to get my words out. Like, it can drive you fucking nuts. I find hard to get my words, my thoughts out or make sense of a conversation. It's like my brain's racing, but words don't always keep up. So how it differs from someone without autism. So whenever you compare that to someone who doesn't have it, autism, chat, there's a big difference in how we process the world. For example, sometimes someone who doesn't have autism might have a more intuitive understanding of social cues, like reading facial expressions or just understanding a tone of voice. For me, that could be tricky, And I've constantly think about it. Sometimes I even miss things like sarcasm because I take things pretty literally, and that's the truth. I do. But here's the thing: a lot of people don't realize autism isn't a challenge at all. I have strengths too. I could hyper-focus on tasks or projects that interest me. I notice details that others might overlook. I think that's why I've been able to build this Hellhound Pack and be dedicated to what I do. The way my brain works gives me a unique perspective, and that's why I wouldn't trade that for anything. Morning. What's up, Mom?
Nothing. You went to sleep.
I fell asleep around 7. I was up by midnight. No joke. I woke up at midnight because the cat woke me up.
Today you ain't go to sleep.
No, I'm good, man.
Oh, I know you're good. Now you taking that medicine. You're going to bed.
Don't start with your attitude with me, man. I didn't come starting that.
Sit. You want to sit?
I'm good. I was peaceful and calm with you, and you're going to come have a smart-ass remark with me. You know? You know, autism also, chat, you know, ties into mental health, especially in anxiety, but I process things differently. And, you know, sometimes feel overwhelmed or anxious in situations that might, you know, people think are normal. It's like my brain has a higher... What? Huh? All right, thank you, Mom. All right, Josh, we're going to answer your other question here in a minute, buddy. Let me finish this topic. So it's like my brain has a higher sensitivity to stress and things like change, uncertainty, or too much social pressure can really get to me. That's why I've been working on, you know, coping strategies and, you know, therapy as well. I'm going to next week, which I really am excited about. But, you know, a lot of you can probably relate to some of this. Even if you don't have autism, life throws challenges at all of us, even when we process it in our own ways. So I was talking, if you ever deal with sensory overload or feel like you're just not connecting with people the way you want to, I think we can all learn from each other no matter where we're coming from. So, chat, at the end of the day, you know, autism is just one part of who I am. It doesn't define me. You know, so it definitely shapes how I see and interact with the world. And, like, look, because of my sister, the trauma she put me through, you know, that fucking hurt, you know? And that's a very good question, Joshua. I will be answering that here in just a second. I know, not only that, you know, and I appreciate all of you being patient, understanding, because honestly, you know, I know it can be hard to understand something that you don't experience yourself, but that's why talking about it is important. We learn from each other, and that's how we grow. So, Josh, I'm about to answer your next question, buddy. So, man, school, like, great question from Joshua, from Josh in our chat, from Josh in the comments. And, man, school was, you know, a challenge for me growing up, especially, you know, with me, especially with autism. It wasn't easy to fit in. Usually, usually molds at school expect you to do too. I think a lot of it, you know, came down to how I process everything different from the kids, because I was part of the autism, you know, special needs class group in my school. When I went from Big Petrie is one of the schools I went to as a kid, as a young pup, and I hated it. You know, truthfully, chat, I hated going to school as a kid. Like, I just got tired of sitting there. Like, with me being the way I am, you know, your old alpha here, chat, can't sit still for long. Like, I have to move. Like, I just can't stay in one spot all day long. Like, I just want to work. So, I got out of school when I was 16. Got my little job with my dad, fixing people's air conditioners, helping him, and I haven't looked back since. You know. And I didn't go to college, chat. You know, I didn't go to college for HVAC. I didn't go to trade school and none of that, you know, shit. I just jumped, you know, head first into the trade. And I got to say, this trade will test you. Excuse me. Socializing in class is probably one of the toughest parts. I mean, it's not like I didn't want to have friends, but figuring out how to make small talk, understanding why someone was upset, they didn't say anything. It was all about a little bit. It was all out of reach for me. I'd often miss, social cues that other kids, just pick up on naturally. That's what made it hard to connect people, But there was one, teacher in particular that I connected with really, really close to, which was Keisha. Miss Keisha was my CPR, my CNA for the school. She, always would, spend more time with me as her student. And that was the best part about going to class. I loved, talking to her. I would spend time at her house with her, do my homework and stuff like that. It's what I enjoyed. And every now and then I do, go take care of Miss Keisha's air conditioner, chat. You know, and not only that, I'd get a lot of anxiety when it came to group work, hanging out with in the lunchroom, or even just responding in class. It wasn't that I didn't want to participate, but sometimes I just didn't know how to read the room or get the conversation started. It made me feel like I was just outside locking in, you know. But I think the best part about going the element that particular elementary school, which was Pittman, where I went after that after I graduated from Big Peachtree, was the staff. Like the teachers were just absolutely fucking fantastic. Miss shit, Miss Summer, Miss Lori, Miss Judy, and I can't forget Miss Lynn, because Miss Lynn was my homeroom teacher for my first 3 years, my first 2 years at Pittman Chat, and Miss Lynn made me a couple of hand knitted blankets actually, which I have still. And maybe one day I'll post a picture up on my community tab showing y'all what she made me. And I still, every winter, Chat, I'll throw one of her blankets on she made me to snuggle up with, because it keeps me warm. And not only that, there was some sensory stuff, the noise, the lights, the crowds, like everything in school was just turned up the max volume for me. Even something like the hum of the fluorescent lights could get overwhelming. If there was a lot of people talking, I'd get easily overstimulated. That would throw me off. And anyone here, feel like you're overstimulated in a vehicle? I know it's just not an autism thing. I think this is sometimes too much going on at once. It can mess with anyone's focus. So, as far as academics, and I went in academics when I had my ups and downs. Some things came super easy, like, math was my worst subject. Absolutely hated it, and my best subject was geography. I loved doing that, studying up on the world and learning about different parts of the country and stuff. That was my favorite thing to do. Like other subjects like reading, comprehension were harder, writing, because of how my brain, process information in dysgraphia, because I don't like the sound of the pen hands on paper at all. And not only that, and I'd have trouble understanding what my teacher was asking me to do. I'd get stuck on details that seemed unimportant to others. Luckily, I had teachers who were understanding and willing to help me out. I had some accommodation in place, like extra time for tests or a quiet space to work in. It helped me a lot with support, and I think it would have been a lot harder for me to succeed. On top of that, Chad, being there was always that feeling of being different, right? I remember, feeling like I was like everyone, like I wasn't like everyone else, because I was the new pup in town, the new kid on the block, and I wanted, to fit in with the other kids, and I still see some of my old classmates from, school every now and then when I'm at the local gas station and getting food. But over time, I learned that being different doesn't, being less than. It just means I've got a unique way, of seeing the world. That's something I'm starting to embrace now. Looking back, now that I'm older, I can look back and see the school wasn't all bad. Yeah, it had its struggles, but it taught me a lot about resilience, about adapting to situations, and learning how to communicate better with people and why and who don't think the same way I do, But anyway, anyone else have that experience in school with autism or other challenges? I know a lot of people can relate, and experience things difficult. It's still a work in progress for me. School wasn't the easiest place, but it helped me shape who I am today. I'm still learning how to manage social stuff, sensory stuff. It's all the challenges that come with being autistic, I'm getting there, and that's why I'm sharing my story so we can all learn and grow together. Chat with my health and my mental health the way it is. I'm slowly recovering, and I'm going to begin healing from what my sister put me through. And chat, I'm going to go take a little nap just to rest my eyes. My fucking head's killing me at the moment. And yes, I know that means I need sleep, and I'm going to go lay down a little bit. All right, Hellhound Pack, that's all the time I've got for today. This just really drained the hell out of me. I really appreciate each and every one of you hanging out, listening. I hope this conversation helped shed some light on what's been like living with autism. And All right, Hellhound Pack is going to be all for today. Time I have for today. I just want to take a moment to thank you, each and every one of you, for being here and listening. I know I've been going through a lot, especially with what my sister put me through. It's been a rough road, full of emotional weight. Everything she did to me hasn't been easy to carry, but being open with you all, sharing my journey, well, it's been helping me heal. You guys are a big part of this. I can't thank you enough for the support. I'm still learning how to process everything moving forward, but I'm not doing it alone. My Hellhound family are here with me every step of the way. That means more than I can put it into words. You too, mate. You too, Joshua. Thank you, man. And chat next week, 1 o'clock. I'm going to be going to therapy, so we might have a live check-in video with you guys after therapy, depending on how I'm feeling. Remember, no matter what we go through in life, whether it's dealing with people that hurt us, our own mental health struggles, or just a daily grind, we're not alone. We've got each other's backs that make us stronger. I love you all more than you know. Don't forget, I'll be back November 19th to continue this journey with you all. Until then, keep howling and keep being the badass hellhounds you are, and keep howling through the tough times. I love you all, my lovely Hellhound family. Chad, this has been your boy Void, better known as Void Fang Online, signing off. End of transmission. As far as academics, and Chad, this has been your boy Void, better known as Void Fang Online, signing off.
Through the trees under
End of
starry
transmission.
skies, together we roam, no compromise. We are the pack, the untamed roar. Bound by the wild, forevermore.
So chat, go check out our last video talking about it.
Hear the call. We stand as one, never fall. Through the storm we'll weather the fight. With strength and pride we take the night. From the hills to the valleys deep, our bonds the promise that we keep.